Sawasdee good morning and thank you for joining us on Newsline. We're broadcasting live on NBT Radio Thailand FM 88 and NBT World. Today is Sunday, November 15th, and you're with me, Surapan Lautharanarit. Welcome to today's segment of Thailand Moves Forward. In our first story, Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha has expressed his condolences to France following the violence that erupted in Paris. Department of Information Director General and Ministry of Foreign Affairs spokesman Sek Unamethi said both the Prime Minister and Foreign Affairs Minister Don Poramat Vinay have been informed about the situation in France. 2 letters of condolences have been sent to the European country, one under the Prime Minister and the second one under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs spokesperson said there have been no reports of Thai people injured, including Thai students. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister has ordered the Thai embassy in Paris to monitor the situation closely and provide aid to Thai people in need. Currently, there are an estimated 40,000 Thai nationals in France. 1,000 Thais reside in Paris, many of whom are students. Prime Minister General Prayut has tasked the Ministry of Foreign Affairs with closely monitoring the situation, expressing concerns over the safety of Thai people in France, including the Permanent Secretary of the Culture Ministry, who is currently in Paris to attend the meeting. Mr. Sek said the Foreign Ministry has not received reports on who was responsible for the violence. He added that the airport in Paris continues to operate normally. Those in France who require aid from Thai authorities can contact the number 336-035-99705 or 02-572-8442. ISIS claimed responsibility for the series of attacks in France on Friday evening that took the lives of 129 people and wounded more than 350 others. In a statement, the terrorists said 8 ISIS militants wearing explosive belts and armed with machine guns attacked precisely selected targets in the French capital. Paris prosecutor François Moulin said 3 teams of terrorists staged coordinated attacks at 6 locations throughout Paris late Friday, including a theater, the Stade de France, the Bataclan Concert Hall, and at least 2 restaurants in the 10th and 11th districts of Paris. He said at least 129 people were killed and 352 wounded in the attacks. 99 of the wounded are reported in very serious condition. Prosecutor Molang said 7 terrorists were killed, although in its initial statement, ISIS claimed to have 8 attackers involved. French media, citing law enforcement sources, reported that a Syrian passport was found on one of the bodies of the attackers, and that verification was in progress. The finding did not necessarily mean the person was Syrian. A Belgian Justice Ministry spokeswoman said Belgian authorities made a number of arrests there in the first publicized apprehensions after Friday night's bloodshed. According to her, raids were conducted in the Brussels suburb of Molenbeek-Saint-Jean. At least one of the raids is connected to the Paris attacks. The other raids are connected to individuals known to Belgium intelligence. The spokeswoman said a car rented in Brussels was found near one of the sites of the Paris attacks, and that's what triggered the raids. Paris prosecutor Molang said a man who rented a Volkswagen Polo used by terrorists at the Bataclan concert venue was intercepted at the border with Belgium. The man who was driving a different vehicle when he was caught is a French national living in Belgium and was accompanied by 2 other people. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha has met with Thai ambassadors and consuls general worldwide to to brief them on government policy and guidelines in order to boost Thailand's economy. 98 Thai ambassadors and consuls general from around the world attended a meeting hosted by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs on the topic of the proactive diplomacy to move forward Thailand's economy. The meeting, held for the second time this year, focused on the country's economic potentials. The Prime Minister, who presided over the meeting, instructed guidelines and policies, while Deputy Prime Minister Somkit Jatusipitak handed down the economic policies with several urgent reforms and measures which would lay a solid foundation for the national economy. Those policies focus on improving the competitiveness of Thai entrepreneurs, boosting international trade, increasing cooperation on shared technology and innovation, and finding more opportunities in the emerging markets. The meeting emphasized on the enhanced promotion of economic diplomacy to improve Thailand's competitiveness, specifically involving small and medium-sized enterprises, or SMEs. It also discussed developments in special economic zones and uses of science, technology, and innovation to support digital economy. During the meeting, the Thai ambassadors and consuls general had the opportunity to meet and discuss Thailand's economic policies with experts from various fields and representatives from the private sector, including the Federation of Thai Industries and the SME sector. They talked about the expansion of world markets and promotion of international cooperation with the kingdom's trading partners and integrated cooperation among various Thai agencies. Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha is inviting the public to the OTOP to AEC Fair, which is being held at Padung Krung Kasem Canal near Government House. In his national televised address, General Prayut said this week the market would emphasize on accessory products instead of last week's textile and handcrafted products. As New Year approaches, the Prime Minister says special price gifts can be found at the market. He has also told all vendors to charge reasonable prices for their goods. The organizing of the OTOP to AEC Fair is hoped to give greater opportunities for Thai entrepreneurs to expand their market, especially when the ASEAN Economic Community is in place. The fair will be held until November 25, 2015. The National Legislative Assembly, or NLA, has sent a team of officials on a visit to Phrae province with a view to listening to residents' problems and creating an understanding of the Assembly's work. NLA's second Vice President Pirasak Phorjit led an entourage comprising 21 members of various NLA committees to the northern province of Phrae. At the Provincial City Hall, they had a meeting with Phrae Governor Pichet Phaiboonsiri, representatives of local state agencies, and public members. The objectives of the visit were to take note of problems facing local residents, examine the tackling of such problems by related units, and following up on the implementation of government policies which were earlier proposed to the NLA. On this occasion, 2 members of the Constitution Drafting Commission were also sent to participate in the meeting in order to collect any suggestions concerning the new charter. Among the issues brought up by the attendants were problems with the management of water resources and garbage, career promotion, tourism development, and a project to establish Phrae University. Following the discussion, the NLA members traveled to Sungmen district to converse with the locals in a bid to obtain first-hand information on their hardships. The chairperson of the Constitution Drafting Commission, or CDC, believes political parties have the ability to judge and select potential candidates for Prime Minister. following an outcry over an idea to have names of candidates running for Prime Minister announced to the public prior to general elections. CDC Chairperson Michai Rishupan said there are no logical reasons to disagree with the idea, as he strongly believes political parties will nominate good and potential candidates to run the administration. To have candidates' names announced before the poll, critics said it could open doors for outsiders to intervene or even manipulate political parties. Mr. Michai also made known that members of the charter drafting team had agreed that the power of impeachment should be granted to the National Anti-Corruption Commission, or NACC, instead of the Senate, due to the fact that the decisions of the upper house could be influenced by political groups. He, however, said although the NACC will have the power to impeach an official, it does not mean that the final verdict will be in the hands of the anti-graft body. Chulalongkorn University is raising community awareness on dengue fever after Trisadi Paw Sahawong, a celebrity, became the latest victim of the deadly virus. In a move to prevent the public from panicking and to provide correct information about the disease, Chulalongkorn University organized a press conference on an outbreak of dengue fever in Bangkok. Assistant to the president of Chulalongkorn University, Professor Dr. Narin Hiran Sutikun, said Thailand faces a large number of cases of dengue hemorrhagic fever on an annual basis, revealing that so far this year, there have been reports of around 100,000 dengue cases.
At the moment in Thailand, dengue hemorrhagic fever is still the major public health problem in Thailand. And as we know that the dengue hemorrhagic fever is a kind of viral infection that's transmitted by the mosquito bite, the Aedes aegypti and Aedes albopictus. So now I think that the situation, we have the epidemic of the dengue hemorrhagic fever nearly every year. And this year we have nearly about 100,000 cases of dengue hemorrhagic fever in Thailand. But anyway, we can control and decrease the severity of the dengue hemorrhagic fever. At the moment, we have the case fatality rate of the dengue hemorrhagic fever around 0.1%, which I think is still very low. And for about the health service, we still can manage and treatment of the dengue hemorrhagic fever patient very effectively.
He strongly suggested that responsible agencies educate the public about the virus and warn residents to avoid mosquito bites during the day. In the meantime, Chief of the Virology Center of Chulalongkorn Medical School, Professor Yong Puwarawan, stressed that a person with dengue fever is not contagious. The disease can only be transmitted from the bite of an infected mosquito.
Thailand is an endemic area of the dengue. The dengue in Thailand's outbreak, it looked like a wave. It usually occurs like a year, after, like a interval year, and lack of the periods of 1 or 2 years.
Associate Professor Shitsanu Panjaran of the Faculty of Medicine indicated that symptoms during the first stage of dengue fever are very similar, if not identical, to a normal cold. However, since dengue virus punches holes in blood vessels, he strongly urged the public to refrain from taking aspirin-type medicines and strictly use paracetamol. Aspirin-based medicines, when combined with the dengue virus, could cause internal bleeding. Therefore, Dr. Shitsanu recommended a patient to see a doctor if the fever persists for longer than 3 days. Director General of the Public Relations Department, or PRD, Apinanjan Tarangsi, on Friday presided over a meeting on the live broadcast of the Bike for Dad cycling event scheduled for December 11, 2015. The PRD chief attended the meeting with representatives of the television pool of Thailand and units under the PRD. The meeting discussed the process of recording live broadcasting as well as arranging a sequence of images from the PRD regional networks by using the experience from the Bike for Mom event held in August this year. The PRD also followed up on the progress of news reporting for the event, including preparations, rehearsals, and activities in Bangkok and other provinces nationwide. Dogs are considered man's best friend, so it's appropriate that Bangkok finally has its very first official public dog park. It has been officially in operation since earlier in the year. Khun Panosit Sinsap reports.
Raising animals such as dogs in a big city like Bangkok can be quite a demanding business, especially for those with limited space. According to BMA statistics in 2015, within Bangkok alone, there are over 600,000 dogs raised in roughly 400,000 households. Now, for the first time in Thailand, a public dog park is available. The 34-rai Vacharapirom Park, where 4.6 rai are dedicated to dogs and their need to exercise, features many activities for both the owners and pets to enjoy. These include running and cycling around the park and interesting terrain for pet dogs to clamber all over. The dog park is one of Bangkok Governor Mom Ratchawong Sukhumpan Boripat policies to make Bangkok a green metropolis.
We have received much requests from the public for an area allocated for dogs to exercise. At present, Thailand, along with the other countries around the world where people are raising dogs, but they cannot take their dogs with them because many areas restrict their access. The request has reached the Bangkok governor, so he would like to do this for the people, and it has always been his policy, even before he became the governor.
With so many things to do here, owners and their dogs will have a wonderful quality time together. And as it is a public space, dogs can get to meet loads of new friends, so will the owners.
I am very happy that there's a dog park here. The dogs get to have fun and we get to meet new friends too. Before this, my dog could only run inside the house, so it restricted her a little bit.
I'm waiting for this park like this. I feel very happy, and we have very small house. We come to this big park, then the dog and me can have exercise together.
I think it is good because it is a good facilities to bring your dog for a walk.
I think we should have more dog park in town and more location.
Like maybe Suan Lumpini or somewhere like more town than here, because I think they have more dogs right there too, so they can bring that dog for a walk easily.
The BMA is planning to open dog parks in 3 other locations, including Suan Luang Ramanine Park, Bang Khun Tien, and Soi Phetchabgesem 69, to cover every corner of Bangkok. The launch is considered a success as thousands have registered as members at the dog park. Starting next year, the park will require that owners officially register their pets, go through screening procedures, and embedded them with microchips before entering the facility.
This is just awesome, isn't it? You can now take your dog to the very first public dog park in the country, free of charge, right here in Vacharapun area. There will be parking, of course, so do take them out as they love the open air and somewhere with many trees. Camera work by Pakorn Vimunka, and I'm Panosit Sinsap for NBT World, Bangkok.
And that's it for today's edition of Thailand Moves Forward. Before we take a quick break, let's have a look at the exchange rates and commodity prices.
To maintain a strong nation, Thailand is promoting 12 core values for the good of the people. First among them, to uphold the three pillars, the nation, religion, and the monarchy. Welcome to ASEAN, a community comprised of 10 countries, each with its unique culture and history, now unifying to bring added prosperity to the region. For centuries, each country remained independent, but now we are coming together to compete in the 21st century globalized world. ASEAN is bringing together more than 600 million citizens and a total land area of 4.4 million square kilometers, and is providing economic opportunities, trade, travel, and new educational possibilities. The combined GDP of all 10 ASEAN countries comes to a total of $2.4 trillion, which means the ASEAN entity ranks amongst the world's major economic powers. The future is here. Welcome to ASEAN, the community of opportunities. The Southeast Asia region is now becoming one.
Welcome back. You're watching Newsline. The Thai Ministry of Science and Technology, via the National Astronomical Research Institute, has donated 3 telescopes and other equipment essential for the study of astronomy to the Lao Ministry of Science and Technology, Pornsawan School, and the National University of Laos at the 16th ASEAN Ministerial Meeting on Science and Technology. Khun Tharin Angsakul has this report.
Dr. Pichet Rongkaway-Rod, Minister of Science and Technology in Thailand, has presented 3 telescopes to Professor Baw Viengkham Bongdara, Minister of Science and Technology in Laos. Dr. Pichet said astronomy is an important subject to develop the awareness of students of both countries.
This telescope will provide opportunity for Laotian students to be able to look into the sky. And as far as Saturn, they can look at the rings. Of course, they can look at the moon very easily of the Earth. And this is a wonderful tool in order to attract attention of young generation to pay more interest in science and technology, because the sky has no limit, as we know, and there are a lot of information that they can gather from the universe. They can also learn to compare different groups of stars, as well as the natural phenomenon. So in this regard, we are pleased from the point of view of the Ministry of Science and Technology Thailand to be able to work with our friends in Laos. And we hope that through this kind of project, we'll be able to strengthen the relationship between our 2 countries.
After the ceremony to present the gift of telescope, the National Astronomical Research Institute organized the Star Party, an event to demonstrate the space experience to Laotian students. Nawalak Paliwong is one of the students at the event.
My feeling for this one, I think I'm feeling very excited because this is my first time to watch the space or body of stars, and it's quite weird for me because I've never seen it before about this thing that you give it to me, to us, and I think next time I try to use it in my school if I have time or if I know more.
And here is the staff party after the donation ceremony of the telescope for the experience of the Lao students. Camera work by Pon Mongkol Suthi, Ham Thai Vinasakun for NBT World in Laos.
And that's the end of today's edition of Newsline. If you have any comments or suggestions, please feel free to email them to us at newsline.nbt@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook or visit our website at thainews.prd.go.th/en. And for now, we're going to say goodbye with a picturesque Doi Hua Mek Kam in Chiang Rai, where thousands of flowers are blooming. I'm Surapan Lao Tharanarit. Thank you for your company and have a wonderful day. สวัสดีครับ
and our energy network. These are the issues that we're figuring out at the moment.
There are ongoing studies to connect the region's power supply together in order to create a gigantic power web. And the member countries estimate that billions of dollars will be required to connect them, but the savings and benefits will be far greater. And it's another step forward, being a truly united region, as we no longer work individually, but together as a truly unified region. For NBT World, I'm Panusi Sinsap in Vientiane, Laos.
Thank you very much, Kun Panot, for that special report. And that's all the time we have for this morning's edition of Newsline. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm Chalapan Sanarula. See you tomorrow. Sawasdee ka.